anticipated finals of the JSW Indian Open powered by Inspire Institute of Sports. Are we all ready for the finals? Do I hear a yes from the audience? Let's go ahead and start. The prestigious event has brought together players from over 15 countries showcasing intense and fierce battles on the court. Ladies and gentlemen, now it's time for the final showdown at the JSW Indian Open 2025, where 4 exceptionally talented players will be competing for the award. Ladies and gentlemen, to all of you out there, after receiving an electrifying semi-finals yesterday and the finals today promise even more thrilling and intense matches, the stage is all set for an unforgettable display of world class. However, one last time before we get into the battle mode, we'd like to take a moment to reflect on the incredible journey of JSW and squash, where it began first. Ladies and gentlemen, JSW and squash share a very strong relationship that was forged 31 years ago. Yes, you heard it right. 31 years ago, it all began in the year 1994 with the launch of Jindal Squash Academy in Basind, a small village in Maharashtra, a visionary initiative by Shri Sajjan Jindal. Since that day, JSW Group has been a force in building and developing sport of squash in India.
Hello.
Today, by hosting the first ever PSA Copper event in India at the iconic Bombay Gymkhana, we take the historic step in giving Indian athletes a platform to compete with world's best. With that, I would like to show you a video. Eyes on the screen. showcased at some of the world's most iconic venues in the world, from the breathtaking backdrops of pyramids in Giza to the Grand Central Station in New York. Today, by hosting this event at the historic Bombay Gymkhana, adds on to the legacy, as this year, Bombay Gymkhana completes 150 years of legacy, and it gives us utmost pleasure to bring world-class squash to one of most India's iconic venues. Well, this is just the beginning. The JSW Indian Open is here to make a difference to sport. And this is just the first step of what we will be only getting bigger and better with passing years. Ladies and gentlemen, pacing this tournament together has taken a collective push. And before we make our way to the match, let's go ahead and appreciate to all those who have made this happen, our partners, our principal partner, JSW, powered by Inspire Institute of Sport, our official hydration partner, Bisleri, our radio partner, Radio City, under the aegis of PSA and SRFI, our broadcast partner, Squash TV, our digital streaming partner, Fan Code, and the venue partner, Bombay Gymkhana. Now, let's get ready for the finals of JSW Indian Open, powered by IIS, and witness some top-tier squash action. Ladies and gentlemen, are we all ready to go ahead and welcome our very first player? Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, for the first time ever in the glass court, the face-off of men competition, introducing to all of you, the pride, Abhay Singh. Give him a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. A force to be known with on the court. Abhay Singh has seen the phenomenal form known for his agility, precision, and determination. He's all set to deliver the best. Let's cheer for Abhay Singh! Ladies and gentlemen, today Abhay Singh will be facing none other than Kareem El Torke. Can we have it up for him? Hailing from Egypt, a country is known for producing world-class squash talent. Kareem El Torke is one of most exciting young players onto the circuit. Fresh off the dominant performance in the semi-finals, where he won straight sets, Kareem has displayed remarkable skill, speed, and today he's all set to go ahead and deliver an electrifying match. on the court. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a very special guest here today with us for the toss. Let's go ahead and put our hands together as we go ahead and welcome Ishan Goenka for the toss. Give him a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
So last couple of seconds, preparation for both players before they take to the court for the final. Looks like it's a big crowd here in Mumbai. So joining me here is Chris Ryder. Hopefully he's here now.
Hello, Crossy. Here. Looking forward to this one.
Play will start in 15 seconds.
Yeah, it should be a great final, Chris. Both had a really good week.
Yeah, I was commentating on the semis yesterday with Abe, and Abe had just a very dominant performance, and Kareem Al-Hamri was
Indian Open 2025 men's final match.
Just managed to get one game. Didn't really manage to push Abe beyond his physical comfort zone. And yeah, I think both players should be coming into this fairly fresh.
Yeah, I did the other semi last night with Kareem and Omar, and Kareem was unbelievable. I thought last night. I thought he was very, very good. He was in control really the whole match. He was in front all the time. He looked really, really sharp, and it was impressive.
Yeah, he's been around his ranking for a year or so now. About 70 in the world, and you know he looks the sort of player who's got weapons to move on from there. You know, he's physically fit, he's skillful, he's a very intelligent player. So I can absolutely see him moving up a long way in the rankings. And the same with Abe. Abe's had a really good season, and he's got a lot of experience behind him now, and he looks like he's really developed physically.
Yeah, I think this is going to be really good once we get this buzzing sound sorted out.
We need the lights. We need the lights, so... Yeah. Let's continue. Too loud. Can somebody check on that, please?
Is it the background lights need turning off?
I think there's a noise, like a speaker you can just hear in the background. It sounds like a big mosquito.
Still on?
Well, while we've got a second, can we just talk about the pretty amazing squash court? And the presentation here has just been absolutely brilliant. I think, as the MC said in the warm-up, I think this is the first of. Well, it's not the first because JSW has been sponsoring squash for a while in India, but big things are coming. I think they're aiming at having major tournaments. They're heavily investing in the game. I think this is an exciting and just a beautiful event to look at. I think they're doing it a great service.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it's been a fantastic week. The court setup looks amazing. They've obviously got a big crowd in last night and tonight, and really, you know, to have a couple of Indian players in the final as well is probably just an added bonus.
Yeah, I suppose in an ideal world for the whole home crowd, we have a couple of Indian winners, but I'm sure there's one that might have a say in that. It's not going to be easy for them.
Yeah. No, definitely not.
A little bit tricky for the players, this, when it's a bit uncertain when they're going to start. You sort of get yourself mentally prepared for that moment to go, and you don't want to end up switching off.
Yeah, it's just, you know, it's just kind of losing it a little bit. I'm sure both players would have had to deal with this before, I don't think.
No. They're being very civil, though, with each other, swapping sides again, you know, beating the ball to each other. It's quite nice, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, if I was there, I'd probably bring them off, sit them down a little bit longer, you know. You know, you're under the bright lights there. You're kind of wasting a little bit of energy.
So in terms of the matchup of styles, what do you think's going to be the sort of the battlegrounds within this match?
Oh, and I think Abe is going to probably want to play quite straight. I think he's going to be wanting to play a lot of straight drops in the front. El Torquay last night, I thought was, I mean, I haven't seen him play for quite a while, and to be honest, I thought he was exceptional last night. He was very quick around the court. Very aggressive to take it short. So that for me is where it'll be a bit, who can dominate around that middle a little bit more, who can stay in front. You know, I've seen Avidas. I watched him play in Australia a couple of weeks ago. He lost to Henry 3-2 in a pretty brutal court. So yeah, I mean, right now, I think this is the best for the players to be off to kind of reset a little bit.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is to inform all of you that we will be starting the match in another maximum 10 more minutes from now. We are finding a little technical difficulty. We're trying to rectify it. In another 10 more minutes, we're about to begin.
Right, Crossy, it's down to you and me. Like, just keep them entertained. Maybe you can sing a song or something.
Yeah, I mean, 10 minutes is quite a while. I think the problem seems to be one of the lights, I think. And that's what they're looking at.
Yeah, it seemed quite bright in the background. And obviously with the white ball, I think you don't want to be in a position where you're losing sight of that constantly, and that wouldn't really do justice for the players. So it's best to have it this way round and, you know, get it sorted rather than play on through, you know, conditions that aren't correct.
Yeah, it looks like they've turned the court light off at the moment. Maybe, oh, there we go. We've got court light back on now. Yeah.
So while we're here then.
Players off. Yeah, well, they're back in now. Players obviously want a good condition. You know, they've worked hard all week. This is probably one of the bigger finals for both of them. I can imagine probably the biggest final for Kareem.
Abe got to the final of the Malaysian Cup, didn't he, in last November, right?
No, the final was Yao and Solomon.
Oh, was it? Was it the semi-final he reached?
Yeah, semi-final. Yeah, he lost to Yao in the semis.
Okay.
But yeah, that was another good week for him. And yeah, he seems to be getting a few more wins here and there and building on his performances.
And predictions for today, Crossy?
I knew you were going to throw that to me, mate.
Of course.
It's tough to say. I think this is going to be tight. It's going to be somebody in 5, I reckon. Abe maybe just with a bit more experience.
Yeah, well, in that case, I'll go for Kareem. But I mean, it literally is at the moment as we see it, toss of a coin. They seem very equally matched. They've had relatively similar paths. Both had tough matches earlier on in the tournament, but yeah, I think they should both be physically fresh. So if I go Kareem in 5 and then you go Abbey, that at least means it's going to 5, right?
Yeah, it means it's going to be quite a while. But yeah, it means that somebody will win.
That's a great prediction. Maybe not at this rate, to be honest. If we don't have a match, then we haven't got a winner.
Yeah, well, at least we've got a doubles match to look forward to.
Is that right? Who's playing in the doubles?
Did I see? I saw Ramit's name and Veer. Who else did we see?
Ramit, David Palmer's there?
Yeah, I think so. And Matthias, the Colombian fella. There'll be some trick shots going on.
Fantastic. Well, it should be a good standard of doubles, actually.
Yeah. That's if this match doesn't drag, I guess. Yeah, quite interesting this for the players because they would have done all their warm up to start 10 minutes ago, and now basically having to restart, reset. Abe's putting his top back on, trying to keep warm. Kareem's inside the court hitting a few balls. Quite an interesting.
Well, I mean, that's not too dissimilar to when you're in tournament play and you're waiting for a match to finish before you, so players are reasonably used to that, aren't they? But just not in this specific situation.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. What would they do now? Do they restart the 4-minute warm up? Do they get straight into it?
Well, that's a good one. I think they've got at this stage they've got to do a warm up again, haven't they? I mean,
yeah. I mean, Abe's off court now, right? Long. So,
yeah. Lots of different factors come in, don't they? So, even the ball is going to be used way more.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we'll wait and see what the referee decides. I guess he's the one who's going to make the decision.
Let's see if we can get an update from our round.
Yeah, if it's one of the lights, it might take a bit of time to get that sorted out. If it's a court light.
Phone the electrician.
after-hour service on a Friday night.
Yeah. Yeah, that's double rate, I'm afraid, isn't
it? Yeah. For people wondering, the scoreboard on PSA is moving, but there's nothing moving at all, really. People will be wondering, that's a long first rally at Love All.
Yes. Who was it that had the longest first rally the other day? It was on PSA.
Was
there
it
was
Tom
a
Walsh
ridiculous
and
length
somebody, right? Tom Walsh and
Well,
somebody in Canada, wasn't it?
It wasn't Kareem, was it?
I'm not sure. I think it was Tom Walsh, I think, and somebody else. Can't remember.
Yeah.
Maybe it might have
It
been.
was about a 7. It might have been Kareem, and it was about a 7-minute rally, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So I think this is beating that on Squash Live. Anyway, live scores. I do remember I had a match once where I was waiting. I think I'd done my warm up, and then ended up playing about an hour and a half later. And it was Joey Barrington actually in his prime endurance days. He had like a 2-and-a-bit-hour match with an Aussie player, Aaron Frankham, and I was the next match on, and it just kept going on and on and on, and I must have warmed up about 4 times for my match.
Yeah, it's pretty difficult. Well, we're back on here.
They are doing the warm up.
And yeah, we're going to start again.
Sponsor doesn't seem too phased anyway. He seems to be enjoying the moment.
Yeah, a bit of extra attention in the crowd. Keep them here a bit longer.
Yeah, just need some drama. There's Joshna there. Lost yesterday in the semi-finals to Anna Hatt.
Yeah, it was quite a good match yesterday.
Yeah, and she took out the number 1 seed on the way through in the quarters.
Yeah, Joshna played pretty well that day. In the quarters, just definitely used her experience a little bit more.
Right, so the walk-ons take 2, hey?
Right, here we go. Who won the racket swing?
Well, the toss was done, wasn't it, by a young lad?
Yeah.
I wasn't 100% sure who he was, but I'm sure I'll be fully corrected by viewers.
Hopefully the door's just fallen off now, I think. So here we go.
Oh, my word.
It's wobbling now. Here we go.
It's all going on, isn't it? It is all going on.
I mean, this is the most interesting start to a final I think I've ever seen.
Look like the players are just having a little bit of a joke about it, though, aren't they?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, can we settle down, please? The players are ready.
Srikanth just announcing that the players are ready, but is the court ready?
Best of 5 games, Lowell.
Let's see how it performs, Crossy.
Yeah, I mean, there's been a few dodgy bounces in this back left this week, that's for sure.
Mystery spin.
Yeah. Oh, there's a start.
And out, 1 love.
Right, let's hope this settles down then into actually the final we were hoping for, and a high quality one.
And out, 1-all.
Yesterday in Abe's match, he was really dominating the front backhand area with his great quality of drops, but also just his threat of that drop and then being able to punch long and have different options. And straight away he's gone into that area and got punished. So
yeah,
he's going to have to improve that from here. But I'm sure he will.
Yeah, he's pretty quick to the front though, Karim, and yesterday he was devastating with his attacks into the front of the court. Mossad, I felt like was probably a step behind where he needed to be yesterday, but Karim definitely took full advantage of it.
Yeah, he looks lively here, doesn't he? Really switched on, very alert. Moving the ball around quite nicely already.
Yeah, I think he's going to attack a lot, I think. He's not going to want to let Abe settle into straight driving him all the time.
Yeah, Karim is taking that ball early. There's a lot of pressure.
3-1.
Lovely shot. Actually, very subtle there, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good rally from Abe though. It's he's controlled everything, you know. He's controlling the pace through to the back of the court. He's using the height. He's not allowing Karim to get excited by whipping up the speed of the rally. See there, every time he injects a bit of pace, Karim's kind of onto it early, looking for it. When it's a bit higher and it's a bit slower, he kind of neutralizes him a little bit more.
Yeah, it's such a weapon that Abe has when he's got a great hold. So for the if you're not a squash player, a hold is when you delay your shot. You threaten to play it early, play it a little bit later, and what you can do with that, the advantage to doing that is that you are stopping your opponent's movement on the tee. And when you've got somebody as fast as Karim here, that's exactly what you want to do. You want to make them stop and start because that's just so physically tough all the time. And I think Abe's so skillful at doing that, and it's actually a good weapon against someone as quick as Kareem, isn't it? It allows a lot of control. That's what he'll be looking to do as he gets deeper into this.
Yeah, he's just able to get in front, but that's twice already now he's been caught out with that trickle bounce in the front. And I actually felt like I would see Abe playing a little bit more straight
you need to manage your racket.
and trying to close down the angles a little bit more, whereas actually he's the one that's been hitting more cross court so far.
Yeah, and whenever it's been loose, Kareem has jumped on any loose ball, hasn't he?
Yeah. Kareem's the one that's actually hitting straight a lot more.
Fantastic level of skill there. Great exchange in the front.
Very good. We did very well to win that because he was under pressure in the front.
5-all. Yes, let 5-all.
As predicted, though, 5-all. It's quite close at the start, and I think it's going to carry on like that.
Yeah, I can't see this changing. I think you're right. It's going to be tight all the way through.
El Toki, not clear. Just bad luck. Ball came back. No, he would have hit you on the swing. He would have hit you on the swing if he had played it. 6-5.
Quite an attritional rally, this.
Yeah, I was just thinking Abe was 5-2 up here by, you know, slowing it down a little bit, using his hold, and the last few rallies he's kind of gone back to hitting low drives and hitting a lot of cross court and kind of put himself under a bit of pressure.
I think Kareem's doing a very good job of taking a load of balls on the rise.
Yes, let.
Oh, that's got to be a stroke, surely. Yeah, Kareem is just playing a pressure game. I don't really like... It's the sort of game where he's necessarily desperate to win the first game. He's more interested in putting work into his opponent and then reap the rewards later on in the match. You know?
Yeah.
He wants to make this tough.
I mean, from his results this week, you know, he's definitely been impressive with obviously getting Veliver knocking 3 is definitely an impressive result.
Good skills. Very good hands, that.
6-all.
Like, it's very awkward when the ball catches that front wall join, pops out at you in the middle of the court, because you've got the advantage. You're sort of hunting across, and it comes out at you at an awkward angle.
Yeah, he did really well then. But again, it comes off Abe going back straight and using a bit more height down the walls and being able to take his volleys in straight.
Stroke to Singh. Seven, 6.
Getting towards the business end of the game here. And when we start getting there, like a 2-point cushion starts to be much more significant. These start becoming much bigger points. Oh, that's a great shot. Yes, they still do shot of the month. Be on there.
Yeah, haven't seen one for a while.
I think Abe thought that was going to be called as a double. A bit casual, potentially. First real good quality long drop from Abe. Saw a lot of them yesterday.
Stroke to Singh. It's a stroke. You failed to clear. Yes, please.
Hard to see from that angle. I mean, my initial thought was ball looked in front and Abe just ran into the back of him, was my thought then.
Hand out 8-7.
But tough from that front angle.
8-7.
Yeah. Don't fancy refereeing then, Rossi?
No, don't get anything right, mate.
That's just good intensity there from Kareem.
Hand out 8-all.
Great width as well. He's on that very early, got it extra wide. Abe committed up the court.
Now let.
Yeah, Abe using a trickle boast of his
Hand
own.
out 9-8.
Looks like he just got it to stay short enough. Beautiful.
Very nice.
Hand out 9-all.
It's a shot. There's a bit of pressure on that because you go game ball down if you hit the tin there.
Yeah, and there wasn't much margin on it, but he managed to roll it out the nick.
Yeah, made his mind up and stuck to it. I think those are the sort where you hesitate, you've got problems. That could have been a stroke there. Came right into the middle. Probably a let's the right call.
Yeah, I think probably just enough space between that.
Oh,
did well, it was a funny bounce, yeah.
Back into that rallying at the back. Bit of skill to survive from Kareem, but now we're back into that attritional squash, and that's sort of how the game's been, neck and neck. One of them's got to nick this one.
Karim's just been patient, waiting for the right opportunity to come.
Yeah, could have easily gone short there, opted to keep the rally longer.
Yeah, he's not afraid. I think he's probably way fit enough to keep this going. I think you're right. He's kind of happy to extend a little bit here.
Well, if it wasn't Kareem against Tom Walsh, I'd be surprised for that 7-minute rally. This has been going on a while. You've been timing it.
No, not this one.
Down.
Oh.
10-9, game ball.
Just incredible the fine margins there between winning and losing. Sometimes just a game, this obviously, but you know, top of the tin after what, at least 150 shot rally.
Yeah.
Good boast, good hands. Oh,
Winning shot.
worth a clap that.
Big pressure shot from Abe there at 10-9 game
Hand
ball
up.
now.
10 all. A player must win by 2 points.
There's points there. You just got to trust your hands, haven't you? And you know, it came in very quick. He moved up to it and just almost nibbled it back over the tin. Very subtle.
Some of the ones that you don't think about, that you don't have time to think about going better, right?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Oh.
Hand out.
Again, that front
game ball.
angle is a good one for viewers, but it's tough to tell the lets and strokes.
Yeah, it's difficult.
Oh, it's
Beautiful drop out the back.
12-10, game to El Turkey.
Well, I tell you what, that was just a very different shot there from Kareem. Played a very soft drop, which is such an unusual thing to do in a tense situation, isn't it? I mean, very, very difficult to go from power playing with intensity and then put in a soft drop. Very interesting. Okay, so Kareem El Turki goes 1-love up, and I suppose the story of that game was hard attritional squash, really, where neither player went more than a couple of points ahead. Maybe Abe had a slight lead at the start, but then a pretty neck and neck all the way to 10-all. And it was hard, long, enduring rallies, testing their physical capabilities, and really was sort of anyone's at the end of the game. But I think possibly that sort of game suits Kareem more, and Abe needs to find some accuracy to the front and back and start working that holding that he did yesterday. But it was certainly a very hard fought first game.
Yeah, I think you've pretty.
They will resume in 60 seconds.
I felt if I was Abe, I'd be probably using a little bit more height, keeping it a little bit more straighter. And for Kareem, I think he'll definitely be enjoying what he's doing so far. He's played a couple of beautiful shots at the end of the first game. The drop out the back to win it, and the back couple of drops previous have been really nice.
Yeah, and to be honest, his speed just negates some of Abe's attacks, because Abe is very capable of doing those long-range drops himself from the back. And yesterday in the semi-final, that opened up so many opportunities. Either the weak return from that shot, or the threat of that shot, and then be able to punch it deep and getting his opponent off balance. Yet Kareem is able to cover those drops and get it back with interest. And I think that takes away a big weapon from Abe's game, and that forces him to do more stuff in the middle of the court. And I don't think that's been going so well either, because he's made a few mistakes on those backhand volley drops. So at the moment, tactically, I'd say it's with Kareem. Let's see how Abe responds. There it is, straight away.
No let.
Exactly what they're talking about there, Crossy.
Yeah, you've pretty much nailed it then. I mean, Kareem's got there early and he's played a drop shot with interest back. And Abe's under pressure, so every time he goes to the back now, he has to doubt himself whether he can play that drop.
I mean, I never think it's a bad thing if you play one of your weapons early in the game and it doesn't win the point. It's a sacrificial shot, but it's still a threat. You've shown your opponent you're willing to do it, and then they have to move forward to cover it, and then your places to hit.
Yeah.
You know, so it's not all lost on that sort of attack, is it? Even if you lose that point.
No, but Kareem's definitely, he's moving forwards into that area of the court well. Just did well in that second rally to straighten up as well.
Stroke to El Toki.
Well, this has been a quick start by Kareem El Toki.
3-love.
3-love. We didn't see any of this in the first game.
No. It looks a little bit physically flat here, Abe.
Yeah, well, that first game was hard. It was endurance, and I think, that was the plan from Kareem. Put the work into him, get those rewards later. And he looks very sharp now. That's a great shot, though.
Saw the ball good. I saw the ball good.
Oh,
That's a good pickup.
how are your eyes, Crossy? Didn't see it.
No, I didn't see it either. Hard to see that one.
5-love.
But it's perfect start really for El Toki. Oh, did really well.
So quick, Kareem. Oh,
Handout.
got a bit excited there, I think.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he almost was too quick for it. Wow.
Handout 6-1.
Abe has got to do something about this. He can't just let this second game slide.
No, it's really crucial for him here.
He's got to show that he's there and he's willing, at the very least. That's the shot. Now follow it up.
He has let Mr. Singh, I need you to play, and you look for the ball. You're looking for the player.
You can see the guy's face there next to the referee.
6-1.
Pure
Very
disbelief.
politely he didn't look at the ref though, did he?
No.
Down. Handout 2-6.
I think the crowd's trying to get behind him here.
Three, 6. Handout 7-3.
He's just kind of given up a little bit here, Abe, right? Just lost a little bit of interest. Physically looks a little bit down.
Yeah. No, he's obviously made that decision a little bit to come back in that third game. It's not up on this game. That's still some movement that certainly I wouldn't be doing these days.
No, please close the door. Please close the door. No, please close the door. So no let. You need to play that.
Out. It's just exceptional speed.
Hand out 9-4.
Unfortunately here for Abe, he's kind of a little bit bottom of the bounce on everything.
10-4 game ball.
Defending, lifting up.
$11-4 game to El Toki. El Toki leads 2 games to love.
Well, the cross is our 3-2 prediction is still on. It's now 2-0 to Kareem El Toki, and I would say that game was a lot more one-sided than what we were expecting. Straight off to a 5-love head start for Kareem, and Abe looked a bit flat at the start of the game there, and Kareem took full advantage, was jumping on every ball early, playing potentially with a bit more risk, taking it short, cutting the ball in, and just all over the exchanges at the front of the court. Put so much pressure on Abe, who started to look a bit laboured there. And I think it's a big ask now for him to come back here. But stranger things have happened, haven't they? And he's still a player who's got such great ball control, such great squash intelligence that you never know with squash. It can start controlling that game and give him a chance. If he just nicks a game, he's well in this match.
Yeah, you'd say he needs a really good start here. You'd say...
Play will resume in 60 seconds.
His body language needs to start picking up a little bit. That way, he needs to fight with Kareem here at the start of this third game. I'm pretty sure, I think Joshua was talking to him after the first. And Mustafa El Surti was talking to Kareem at the end of the first. So I'm pretty sure...
Play will resume in 30 seconds.
Let's not take that 36 minutes into consideration. There was about 20 minutes for lights and doors and things like that. So,
whereas we just built a new court.
15 seconds.
Yeah.
Come on, India.
I think the thing there was at the end of that second game was that the crowd was a little bit quiet as well. I think Abe needs the first few rallies to kind of wake them back up, get that support back.
Low.
Right, here we go. Wow. Abe showing he's got some speed in the locker. A big movement with great skill at the end of it.
Yeah, he's already starting to look much better than he did in that second. Not that time.
Hand out.
Commentator's curse, that one.
So there's been a few of them this week, mate. I tell you.
Oh, maybe that's the luck he needs.
2-1.
Wow.
Down.
Shot.
3-1.
Did well, Abbey, to adjust there in the back corner.
Absolutely unbelievably well. Trick shot, really, wasn't it? Through the legs.
Yeah, he did really well.
He's got that fast start you're after. He needs a bit more than that, though, doesn't he? That's
Strokes to Singh.
Yeah, strokes to seeing that was definitely going to be there. Perfect, really, for Abbey.
4-1.
It's just exactly what was required.
And a bit more height here, you know, using that variety. One of the things he does very well is just mix up the paces when he's playing well, Abbey.
Stroke to
That's a stroke, though.
Yeah, he just needed a little bit more in there to try and get underneath and lift it. That is tight work, though, down that backhand side.
Hand out.
And this is what I mean, the crowd. We're starting to hear the crowd again. They're starting to pick back up. They're trying to support him. You know, everything he needs is kind of happening for him here.
No let. Line to the right.
He's got to go play that.
You're looking for the player.
Got
I
to
need
go
you to
play
look for the
that.
ball.
Yeah, I think that's right.
He's had.
Look for the ball.
To be fair, he's had a lot of
Need to look
warning
for
from
the
the ref
ball.
there. He's
To the
probably
right.
that's his fourth
Line to
lap,
the right.
I would have thought, with the same message.
No further discussion. I've given you further discussion. No further discussion. Line to the right. Look for the ball. Continue, please. Continue, please.
I'm not sure Abbey, to be honest, needed a
3-5.
conversation there. He's got the momentum, really.
Stop. Yes, let. 3-5.
Just caught him on the backswing, I think. Good old grey area of squash refereeing that.
Yeah, it's really tough.
Oh.
4-5.
Well, you've got to take those opportunities there.
5-all.
Yeah,
Came at him
he
pretty
really just
fast,
needed
but you need
to,
it.
just had to get it on the front wall, didn't he?
Yeah. It's always good in hindsight, isn't it? Just hit the front wall.
Yeah, it's just that, you know, he had a really good lead. I didn't think he needed to talk to the ref, and that's kind of just lost him a little bit of that momentum, and Karim's being able to reset. The rallies have got a little bit harder.
Yeah.
Yes, let. 5-all.
Well. Now Surtees getting some airtime.
Yeah.
That was a lovely backhand drop. Taking that from
Hand out.
actually behind
6-5.
him and still ripped it in with accuracy. A lot of cut. Wrapped his racket around it. It was a great shot. Feel like Karim wants to extend the rallies again here.
7-5.
Yeah, and then just losing a bit of accuracy when he wants to extend it.
Abe's done very well, though, to get a lead here. Very well. Because he looked down and out at the end of the second game, didn't he? And then his body language has definitely been up and down, I would say. That's a stroke.
A 3-point lead again.
8-5.
Crowd getting noisier.
Hand out. 6-8.
I think Kareem as well. I mean, he played at such an intensity for that first and second game. He's just come off it a bit here the last few minutes.
Maybe there's a bit of a realization of being 2-love up, of, you know, one game from that title, biggest title probably of his career. Maybe he's just lost a little bit of concentration here.
Certainly not got the intensity of a few minutes ago. Like, he's not cleared that very well.
(10-6) game ball.
Yeah, you're right. He's just dropped off a little bit.
Now let.
That seemed to hurt him. It's like, give me that point.
No, not there.
I felt like that was a bit far.
Yeah, no let wasn't. It wasn't too harsh.
No. Right, the bounce of Kareem just seems to have just disappeared a little bit. There's a lot of bounce in the first two games to get back up the tee, and
yeah,
it's just not quite there anymore.
Hasn't got that urgency that you had.
No, it's just dropped off a little bit.
Well, you can tell like Abe's tee position is just higher than it was. He's spending more time in front of Kareem. You know, now this is in his favour. I just think the fact that he used a bit more height, started taking a bit of mixing the paces a bit more, and actually the racket work was way more dynamic. You know, there were those changes of racket speed during the shot, hold and snap, a bit of height. And that's hard to play against. It's just, has he left late? And that's the question mark, really, is has he got enough in the tank to keep doing this for 2 more games?
Yeah, I agree with you. I think height was what was needed from the start, and yeah, didn't really have enough, but both of them just quite happy to keep sending it deep here.
Dr. Singh.
Look at that, crowd absolutely loving it.
Turkey leads 2 games to 1.
So Abe Singh gets a game back. Our 3-2 predictions are still on, Crossy. They're still there, hanging on by a thread. And I think Abe did just exceptionally well to just take control of that game, to change the tempo, to disrupt and mentally dig in there. It was a bit of a grind at points, but you know, he's just improved his accuracy, he's improved his deception, and I think Kareem is not enjoying the end of that game, starting to show signs of fatigue himself, and we still got a match on here.
Yeah, I think if I was in Kareem's corner, I would, to be honest, gone for a change of ball. I would have decided that I wanted to get a bit of pace back into it. I'd have probably taken another minute or two extra rest to warm that ball back up as well, to see if I can get a little bit more back into the players' legs. I think that would have been the right tactic. But I don't think he has requested for a new ball. Referee didn't mention anything as of yet. So yeah, the 3-2 is still on. Although it was a really good start from Abe in that third. It'll be interesting to see if Kareem allows him to do that in the fourth.
Yeah, he sort of needs 3 of those good starts, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, he can absolutely stay level. I just think then if he gets 3 or 4 points behind, 6-2, 7-3, that's going to be a big ask from there, isn't it? And I think from that point, Kareem just keeps it steady, you know, and applies pressure, maintains his lead. You know, that would take something extraordinarily special to, you know, get over a deficit like that. So he needs to be very careful here that he at least stays with him.
Yeah, it's important for Kareem here. And I think for Kareem to try and, you know, re-establish what he was doing in the first 2, Abe's obviously got to keep doing what it happened in that beginning of that third. You can see Kareem's already increasing the pace.
Yes, let.
Wow.
Need to give him the line. Give him the line. Give him the line to the ball. Yeah, you played the shot, give him the line. You moved forward.
Okay, I'm not convinced with that one.
On, Abe.
Low ball.
I felt like Kareem hit that very early. A bit too quick for Abe.
Hand out.
He is
One love.
fired up here, isn't he?
Yeah, he's fired up. He wants to get the pace back in the game. He's going to attack short and sharp, I think, to the front of the court.
I think this is the thing with these top squash players is they are all fit. They're all super fit. It's how you use your fitness that's the sort of clever bit. And he has decided to up his adrenaline and go now and go hard. He can't sustain this forever. So if Abe can weather the storm, he will potentially come out the other side.
Hand out. 1-all.
It was an interesting shot choice in the middle of that rally, the reverse post.
Yeah.
And then
I wouldn't be too happy with it
decided
in a coaching session.
No, and then Abe decided to top spin cross-court drop it.
Two, 1.
That just stopped.
No let. To the left. You're running into his back.
I mean, we've spoke about him having enough
Hand out.
warnings,
2-all.
right?
Reset, Abe, reset.
Yeah. I
Line
think
to
at
the
this
left.
stage, you just got to go play it, haven't you?
Reset, let's go, maximum
Yeah.
effort.
Continue, Mr.
I
Singh.
don't see the point of leaving it up to the referee to decide, you know.
No, exactly. You don't want to put it in their hands. That's a great
Very
shot.
good.
3-2.
Nice.
4-2.
Proper pro
Perfect, really.
squash player's shot, that one. Took it in
Yeah.
fast and low, glued it into the sidewall. Very open squash here. Lots of angles, lots of opportunities, covering a lot of ground. Actually, a brilliant rally, this.
There's a lot going on in this rally.
There's a lot going on. That is probably the rally of the match for me, that. Like,
5-2.
both players have
have to say-
opportunities, both on the attack.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens in this next 1-2 rallies now. That was obviously big physically for both of them. Karim coming out the winner.
Now let hand out 3-5.
I think Kareem was asking for a video review there. I'm not sure he's going to get it.
Yeah. No.
Stroke to sing. Four, 5.
Great
I was
touch.
unsure on that ball. We'll play late on that.
No.
I'm unsure. Yes, let 4-5 from the left. So I'm not sure about it. No, I'm not sure. I will not call the ball. No, continue.
Great hands.
Since that
5
big
all.
rally, 5-1 was it? No, 4-1. Abe's won all
It's
the
definitely
rallies.
5-2.
5-2, yeah. So Abe's won all the rallies since then.
What's going on?
Now let
I mean,
court service, please. Mr. Singh, only when the ball goes to that zone, I'll stop.
sorry, did he give a let or a no let?
He gave a no let there.
Blood injury to Mr. El Toki. He gets
There we go.
up to 5 minutes.
Wow.
Well, the crowd are getting their money's worth here, aren't they?
Yeah, for sure. It's hard
So,
to
you know,
see.
good.
Hard to see as well where this blood injury was or what movement caused it.
Well, he did a dive, didn't he? Like the previous rally.
Okay. So maybe there somewhere.
Presumably he's getting treatment at the back of the court. I'm not 100% sure that El Surti is realising that you can't coach players when there's a blood injury.
Well, to be honest, Joshna's there on the other side as well, so the ref's obviously not bothered about the rules.
As long as it's fair.
Yeah. I thought you were going to say El Surti's not a qualified physio, is what I thought you were going to say.
Oh, well, who knows? Who knows? I'm not sure what his course is, actually. I'll need to ask him. Who does this favour more then? And I presume Abe gets a bit more of a rest here. And then, but he had the momentum. I felt there. He was just getting back into it. So I don't know if
he's won the last 4 rallies.
Yeah.
You know, he's won the last 4 rallies since that big one. He's won all the rallies. He's kind of dominated every rally since that big rally. Just at a time when we were thinking if El Torquí can convert that next rally 6-2, would it have been all over? And he went for a cross court. He went for a cross court down the middle, right, rather than hitting a wide one.
Be interesting to know, fascinating to know what the corners were telling their players during that mini break, though. I mean, for me, it's mostly about self-belief at this stage. You know, you're digging deep physically. Both players are really working hard. They're hurting here. You know, it's motivation. It's self-belief. I don't think it's really tactics. By this stage of the match, they've got to trust their tactics.
Yeah, you'd feel like this little break might, you know, El Torquí, he'd have to come back in, start like how he did start the 4th, you know. He was really pumped up at the start of the 4th and then kind of lost his way a little bit. You'd have to see if this little injury break makes him realise that he needs to go back in and play the same way as he did a couple of minutes ago, 5 minutes ago.
Just quite sensibly there, giving it a pretty thorough test.
Yeah, he definitely needs to test out these movements.
Well, all the great and good of Indian squash sat on that front row, hey?
Yeah, very nice position to be in. So we're back 6-5, Abe from the left.
Straight back into quite an intense rally. Good work down that backhand side from Kareem.
It's
tight.
Beautiful from Karim that.
Hand out.
Yeah, just didn't get the width. And he in the first game, actually, Abe got punished for a few weaker cross courts out of that front backhand. And he did again there.
It was a good rally, though, to start them back in. And I mean, Karim's got that little bit of bounce back in his legs again.
Under pressure here.
Oh.
Oof.
Yes, let.
That was a big collision. That was quite a big collision, that.
Court service, please.
Properly took his hips away. There's nothing intentional about
Do you
it.
need the physio? Can we get the physio on?
I think we could have another stoppage here.
I don't think there's anything else for me and you to talk about, mate. We've covered everything.
Just waiting on that song still, Crossy.
That's okay. If it's not flowing, that's fine. If it's not flowing, it's okay. As long as it's not flowing.
We when we came to the World Juniors in Chennai, there was the compere there, and she was getting all the teams to sing in between. If they won the match, they had to do a little song and a dance. It was quite good, actually. I'd love to see that with the PSA players.
Mr. Singh has a contributed injury.
Yeah.
He gets up to 15 minutes.
Wow. Never-ending match, this one.
Yeah. Hopefully the women's match gets straight on after, because that's going to be another good competitive match as well. Now this is a little bit tough for El Torquay, because 15 minutes is a long time, and you never know really when your opponent's going to come back in, right? It could be a quick one, it could be 14 and a half minutes,
Yeah. Yeah, I was very impressed yesterday with the Hong Kong player, Helen Tang.
Yeah, she's very good. Yeah,
just super explosive. And I hadn't watched her play before, and I was just immediately from the outset of the match, it was aggressive, and she made some mistakes at the beginning, but then calmed it down. So I think she's just an exciting prospect, and Anna, obviously everybody now knows about her. So I think that's going to be a great match coming up.
Hand out, 6-all.
oh, that's great. That didn't take long.
No.
Wow, what a shot that was.
Hand out, 7-6.
Again, another poor cross court from Abe, backhand to forehand, leaving Karim straight on the volley. Beautiful drop shot that was.
Hand out, 7-all.
I feel like he's got a lot tighter down that backhand wall in this game. Both sides of this injury. He's almost been playing with much more intention.
8-7.
Yeah, I feel like the breaks have probably helped him a little bit more.
Yes, let.
Oh.
8-7.
Oh, me.
Still
I really don't understand how that's let.
Not yet prepared. The preparation is still.
I mean,
Distance.
I think if he hits that, we're in for another 15
Well, he
minutes.
takes his arm off.
Yeah, we're in for another 15-minute injury break.
I think you need more than a physio then.
Yeah.
Now let.
Yeah, I feel like that one's probably a makeup for the one before.
I don't want anybody just to run the line in front. Looking for the
I didn't want to say it, Crossy. You said that.
9-7.
Yeah.
Good hands. Good hands.
There's a few times that he's tried to use
8-9.
that shot, El Torquay down the middle, and you're right, Abe's got his hands are way too good for that.
Yeah, he's not the player to play it. Right. This is so important now, this point.
Now let. Line behind.
Oh.
9-all.
Tough call, but I think probably the right one. I would tend to agree there. I think there was room behind.
Yeah, that ball ran
margin.
very straight.
Opportunity. Oh.
Got it. Wow, what a pickup. What a rally. Oh, what a drive that was.
Out. Hand out. 10-9 match ball.
Well, that pretty much was rally of the match at such a crucial point. It was so hard, that explosive movements. Can he convert?
Chance. What a shot that is from Abe.
Absolutely brilliant.
Hand out 10-all. A player must win by 2 points.
You'd be proud of that shot at any time. Yeah.
Yeah, what a precious shot to hit it. Match ball down.
I thought he'd stopped.
Yeah, I also thought that was given up and he went for it.
And he's clipped the tin. Just looked like he changed his mind at the crucial point there.
11-10 match ball.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Just see it.
Second match ball.
Kareem's flying here.
It's not pretty, is it? But he just needs to get over the line.
He's just kind of hanging on a little bit, and he's gone for it. What a winner!
Well, Toki, 3-1.
You dream of finishing matches like that. What a shot to finish.
12-10, 11-4, 7-11, 12-10.
Yeah,
all smiles in the Egyptian camp
to finish.
So after, well, it was 85 minutes from the start where they first came on and warmed up, but it was a 3-1, a tough match for both players, and Kareem El-Torki sees it through to take the title, the Indian Open, and I'm sure home fans will be very disappointed not to see a home winner in Abe, but he fought very well. And at one stage when he was 2-love down, it looked like it was going to be a 3-love. He fought back and then took that one to a tiebreak. It made a real match, and what a final. What a great final. Fully deserved it.
Unbelievable match, and what a perfect way to finish with that cross-court nick, and you can see how much it means to him. You know, all the emotions are coming out now of what he's achieved. He's had an amazing week. He's beaten the number 2 seed. He beat Omar Mossad last night, and tonight he's beaten Abe Singh. And it really has just been a week where it's all come together for him, and there'll be a massive jump up the rankings next week.
Yeah, I mean, surely a player like Kareem and Abe belong in that top 50 bracket. And, you know, that's where they should be.
Yeah, I agree with you. Both high quality players.
Well, Crossy, it's been an absolute pleasure. We look forward to, I'm not sure if the doubles will happen with all the stoppages that we had. We'll find out about that. But you're staying on for the women's final, aren't you? That should be a really exciting one, like we were saying. Another local player, superstar Anahat Singh, against Helen Tang, up-and-coming 16-year-old from Hong Kong. Well, we just enjoy the sort of the highlights from that last game, and there was a lot of highlights. There's some brilliant squash there. You know, hotty play. So Kareem El-Torki takes the title 3-1.
Thanks, Chris. Thanks for your help. And look forward to doing this again with you sometime soon.
Cheers, Crossy. Take care.
Patron of SRFI, to go ahead and take the stage for the official signing of MOU. The MOU is signed between IIS and SRFI. This MOU represents a shared commitment to the growth and development of squash in India, ensuring hosting world-class tournaments on home soil as we move on forward to the 2028 Olympics. This is a proud moment for us as we at JS are dedicated to nurturing the sport by investing in its development and supporting talent. A huge step forward for Indian squash. Let's celebrate this moment with a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much for coming and supporting squash. Today we signed the MOU with the SRFI to support squash in India till the 2028 Los Angeles Olympics. We'll be bringing 3 copper level tournaments for the next 3 years to India. One in Mumbai, one in Delhi, and one in Chennai. The idea is to bring high quality squash to India as Indian players build up to the Los Angeles Games. As you saw Abhay, he had a great final. You'll see Anahat now. And apart from this, we'll also be working with the SRFI to bring in high performance coaches from all over the world to work with the Indian players. So Mr. Ramachandran, Cyrus, and the whole team have been very welcoming. So thank you, sir, for this opportunity. Saurav Ghoshal, who's not with us today, has been very instrumental in bringing the PSA and bringing SRFI and JSW together. So I'd just like to thank him. I'd like to thank Mr. Ramachandran, Cyrus, and the Bombay Gymkhana for allowing us to host this wonderful tournament. Thank you and Jai Hind.
Thank you, Path, for collaborating with the Squash Rackets Federation of India. It's a great moment for us as well. We saw the wonderful match this evening between Path and his opponent. And this is what Indian players need over a period of time. And we need more coaches, as you rightly said. Thank you once again, and look forward to a fruitful relationship. Thank you.
Sir. Thank you.
With that, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead to the next segment. I request all of you to kindly take your seat. Face-off is here. Requesting all of you to kindly take your seat. Ladies and gentlemen, the ultimate youngster face-off. Get ready to witness a breathtaking showdown between two bright young stars in squash. First up, presenting to all of you, Anahat Singh. Can we have a huge round of applause for her?
Yeah, you can be the greatest, you can be the best, you can be the...
Anahat Singh will be facing Helen Thong. Give her a huge round of applause as she makes her way. Hailing from Hong Kong, 16-year-old Helen Thong is a rising star with an impressive skill set. She is known for her speed, precision, and intelligence, making her an opponent onto the court. Despite her young age, Helen has already faced Anahat twice before. This match promises a thrilling contest between two future stars of sport. So let's hear it for Anahat Singh and Helen Thong, ladies and gentlemen.
Half time. Time.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and do the toss, for which I request Miss Ayana Jindal to please come forward. Give her a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for the young squash lover there, Miss Ayana Jindal, ladies and gentlemen.
2025. Here we have the women's final, played by two girls just 16 years of age.
Of Hong Kong, China to receive best of 5 games. Love all.
We have Anahat Singh in the black from India, playing Helen Tang in the white from Hong Kong. And I'm joined by Subri. How are you, Subri?
Hi, Andrew. Thank you for having me with you.
Oh, welcome. We just watched an absolute brilliant match in the men's final. And I think this should be a great match too. What's your predictions for this, Subri?
And out 3-1. No let. 4-1.
So this is a great start here from Anahat. Perfect start, 4-1 lead. Finding her lines and her range on this court, nice and early.
Five one. And out 2-5.
Good return of serve from Helen. Gonna have to try and find a way back into this match. It's been an absolutely fantastic week for both of these young girls. Helen coming through unseeded, taking out a lot of seeds along the way, playing some fantastic squash with Anahat, having beaten her experienced Indian opponent yesterday in Joshua Chinappa, 3-1.
Down 4-5.
Quite an easy error there, I would have said, from Anahat, not quite getting low enough to that shot. A little bit upright. But that's really nice down that side.
6-4.
It's good review.
Down.
She was.
And out 5-6.
Just as you said, it's getting a little bit better there, Subri. Then there's an error. Quite an easy error.
And out 7-5. Eight-5.
Really nice, lots of short, sharp rallies here. Both players highly skillful. A lot of stuff going into the front of the court. Any opportunity to go short will be taken.
No let.
It's close though. Helen's backing this at 7-8. Yeah, she read that well.
It all.
Crucial rally here in this opening game. Really good line there to see Anahat's drive into the back. Beautiful trickle boast in the front.
9-8.
Not really needed at that time from Helen, especially as Anahat was kind of standing in front of her there. So that error brings up 2 game balls for Anahat Singh.
Soak to Tong. And out. 9-10 game ball.
Stroke there for Helen Tang. Brings her back within 1 point. And there we go. Another wonderful trickle boast.
Game to Singh. Singh
At the
leads
front of the court.
1 game to love.
And it's Anahat Singh that takes that opening game. 11 points to 9. As you can see there, just 7 minutes in duration. But a very competitive opening game. Lots of stuff going to the front of the court. Mixed in with a few errors here and there from both players. But high quality, considering that both girls are still young. And this is a big 15K final for both of them. And it's the Indian Anahat Singh that leads by 1 game to love.
Quick recap of the game. Anahat did well in the first game, don't you think, Andrew? A lot of
it was a good game.
Tang. A lot of errors from Tang
15 seconds.
at the crucial points, plus she taking those 5-point lead early. Then just Tang was just trying to get back.
Yeah, it was a competitive first game. Both girls, not afraid to take it
1
short.
game to love.
I felt like it was good quality. Obviously, with such a high-risk game from both players, there's going to be a few errors here and there, and there was a few errors here and there. But on the whole, a lot of good quality, and Anahat just managed to sneak that first game 11-9.
Great shot there from Anahat.
Two love.
Both these girls have been doing well at the international circuit, Andrew, and it's really good to see Asian girls coming up.
Yeah, it's great to see 2 Asian girls rather than 2 more Egyptians. We need that kind of mix on the tour.
And out 1-3.
We kind of need more and more players from more countries to make sure that the game remains competitive. Everyone's obviously trying to catch up to Egypt. And it's great to see that India and Hong Kong have had a couple of players this week that have done really, really well.
And out.
Good shot there. She's been using that short game, like you said earlier, really well, Andrew.
Yeah, it's, I think she's taking it in. She's going to commit to taking it in a lot. It's just
and out. 2-4.
if that winner rate can be more than the error rate. It's a fantastic drop shot from deep in the court from Anna Hatt.
Yeah, and plus she's not afraid to take those risks. Great shot
and neither is Helen, Helen will go for these as well. You can see that it's obviously pretty windy on there. Both girls' skirts are flying around.
4-5.
Both are really quick on the ball. Like you said, it's really good to see two Asians rather than a bit of a miss there. It's good to see two Asians than two Egyptians.
Yeah, I think the game needs it. The game needs that diversity, that variety to keep it interesting.
7-4.
Nice shot, taking that lead to 7-4. Most of the match, Anahat's been able to control the tee more than Tang. That's actually been the key here.
Yeah, she's, able to stay in front a lot more at the moment than Helen. She's able to control that tee.
9-4.
It's just kind of getting away from Helen here a little bit, but not quite happening for her as it has been in the last few days.
And out. 5-10 game ball. Game to sing.
Just finished that game really quickly. Five-minute game there between Anahat Singh and Helen Tang. You can see a bit of the highlights of the game. Anahat just racing away. With those quick points.
Yeah, it's going to be quite interesting here for Helen. She's got to try and do something. She's got to try and get in front a little bit more. At the moment, this is quite one-way traffic at the moment for Anahat, especially in that second. I would say the first was a little bit more competitive.
Yeah, in this game, I think Anahat did not actually do a lot of errors, and that's why the game didn't look that close. And definitely Helen has to come up with another plan, because like this, I think Anahat's looking to just race away.
Yeah, you can just see through the front glass there. Peter Jennifer, head coach of Hong Kong, is there with Helen. I'm sure he's usually got his game tactics pretty spot on, I'm sure. he will have given her some good information there, and I think Anna has her father with her today. Surav's obviously decided he's had enough this week.
Yeah. Looking, like you said, it's looking like for one-way traffic, but we hope to have Helen get her game back so that we can see a little bit more fight in this game.
Yeah, I'm sure she'll want to as well. She'll want to try and, maybe it was nerves of her first big final. That will help. A quick error from Anahat always helps give confidence back to your opponent.
Yeah, the
I
first
thought she'd
part
gone
of
and
the
served.
game.
I thought Helen had served out then, but there were some big movements there.
Yeah, the first part of the game will actually be really crucial. Things like that won't work in her favor.
Yeah, that's not going to help Helen.
Great drop there. She doesn't miss
Right box.
those front drops.
It's beautiful. It's just
4-1.
all quite easy at the moment. It's all one-way traffic.
Yeah. I think everything's working in Anad's favor today.
Yeah, she's definitely looking more comfortable out there than she did yesterday.
I've seen Helen play a lot better than what she's able to produce today. She's definitely a very talented kid.
Yeah, a lot of ability, a lot of quality in Helen.
And out. 2-4.
But at the moment, she's coming up against a very confident-looking Anahat Singh.
I think that last rally did actually do some good to her confidence. She's been able to get that ball back more than what she was able to do earlier.
Yeah, she's much more competitive here, although she's doing a lot of running. She keeps making Anahat hit
And
more
out,
and more
5-2.
shots.
Wow.
6-2.
Big lead. 6-2 in the third game.
Yeah, that's nice
out,
from
3-6.
Helen. Good shot, good weight of shot into the back of the court.
Ah,
4-6.
making her move quite a bit in this rally in the front. Wow, great shot there.
5-6.
All of a sudden, Helen's right back in this. Starting to get close again.
Another good rally.
Not up.
Oh, lucky Nick.
6
That's
all.
what she
Left
needed
balls.
right now.
Yeah, exactly. And it's all kind of going in Helen's favour at the moment. It was all one-way traffic. Maybe Anahat found it a little bit too easy and just dropped off a little bit. Now has to try and regain her concentration. Nice bounce in that back corner.
Good rally again, and very crucial one also.
Yeah, every time Helen's been able to extend the rallies, you know, she starts to look more comfortable, but
And
not quite that
7-6.
time.
She needs to, like you said, she needs to get that ball back. And then she gets those opportunities out. And
8-6.
on that one there.
Yeah, that one just came at her a little bit quick, right at her feet.
Nice early take there from Anahat. Oh, great bow. She does play that shot
9-6.
really, really well.
Yeah, one of her favourites, one of her go-to shots.
And it pays her off really well most of the times. Nine six lead to Anahat there.
Down. 10-6. Match ball.
Here we are. Match ball to Anahat Singh. I thought that hit the pin.
And out.
I think
7-10 match ball.
Anahat thought it hit the tin as well, but she carried on.
I thought that. But still has 3 match balls. Oh, that one was
8-10 match ball.
Just up. So 8-10, hanging on.
still drama on. Oh, great shot there.
11-8, match to Singh, 3 games to love. 11-9, 11-5, 11-8.
So there we have it.
Ladies and
Anahat Singh wins the JSW Indian Open. She beats Helen Tang 11-9, 11-5, 11-8. Fantastic for the home crowd to have a home winner in the last match of the event. And thank you, Subri, for joining us this evening.
Thank you, Andrew. It was great talking to you. And like you said, it's ending well for the Indian crowd where they could see an Indian lifting the trophy. Thank you so much, Andrew. I look forward to speak to you soon.
Thanks, Subri. So here we just go, just a couple of highlights, just so you can see how the match was won. A lot of boasts from Anahat Singh, a lot of change in the angles. Real dominant to be able to take it into the front of the court. Few errors from Helen, but a really Good match between both of these young girls. Helen kind of started to come into it at the back end of the third. But here just an error. Use of the trickle boast at the front there from Anahat. And the tin. Helen got 1 or 2 points back, but there you have it. And that's the winning point for Anahat Singh. And the JSW Indian Open champion is Anahat Singh.
A quick light show for all of you as we gear up. Moving on, ladies and gentlemen, as we go ahead and do the award ceremony, I request all our chief guests to kindly make your way. This is JSW Indian Open 2025. We're here to go ahead and honor the winners and the runners-up. First up, I request Shri Sajjan Jindal sir to please join us. Give him a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Chairman and Managing Director of JSW Group. Our visionary man whose dream came to reality, Mr. Paul Jindal. Let's have you give him a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, the founder and director of JSW Sports. Moving forward, calling up on stage, Mrs. Anushri Jindal. Ma'am, request you to please join us. Give her a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Founder and director of Soman Financial Services Private Limited. And moving forward, calling up on stage, Mr. Cyrus Poncha to please come forward and join us, Secretary General of SRFI. Give it up for Mr. Cyrus, ladies and gentlemen. Calling up on stage, Mr. Sanjeev Sarin. Can we have you on stage? A huge round of applause for him, President of Bombay Gymkhana. Give him a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Miss Manisha Malhotra to please join us on stage and grace the stage with your presence. Ma'am, please come forward. You've been a very strong pillar in the championship. Give her a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, first up, we have the runner-up, Abhay Singh of the men's championship. Can we have a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for the men's competition, the runner-up, Abhay Singh. Give it up for him. This is JSW Indian Open 2025. have a quick chat with our runner-up, ladies and gentlemen. This is JSW Indian Open 2025. All right here. Okay, tough luck. How was the match?
I thought I tried fighting my way back in there, but I have to give credit to my opponent. I think he was better than me tonight. It's one of those where it just doesn't go your way, and you learn and maybe come back next time and win.
Absolutely. Wishing you great luck. And just one last question. What is that one takeaway you're taking today from that court?
Yeah, I think firstly, before I go on about myself, I'd like to thank the whole JSW team. All of you have been working so tirelessly, all of you guys as well. It's really nice seeing new faces in the sport, new companies getting involved. I've been playing squash for the last 20 years. This has to be one of the best tournaments I've played on home soil, so thank you so much. Not to forget everyone else people who put up the court, the cleaners, the security. If I miss anyone, I'm sorry, but thank you so much. And all of this makes it a very memorable experience, even though I didn't, bring home what you guys were cheering me on for. I'm pretty sure there's a title left in me soon in the future.
Wishing you all the luck. Give him a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. And now, please go ahead and make your way as we go ahead and welcome the winner of JSW Indian Open 2025 men's competition. It is Karim Al-Torke. Give him a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. I request Sajjan sir to please hand it over. Those who are standing here, please put your hands together for our winner. Congratulations. How does it feel holding that trophy in your hand?
My first World Tour event, so it feels amazing, And I want to give credit to Abai today. He was a very good player, and he fought till the end. So it was so tough on me, mentally and physically. And I also want to thank all my supporters and sponsors and the tournament promoters as well, because I love the event, I love the country, feels pretty amazing.
And now just one last bit, how does it feel to be a part of such an incredible event?
It's so big, this is my first time ever winning such tournament, so no words can ever describe how I feel right now. Yeah.
Wishing you all the luck. There's a lot of hard work that has gone from people behind. And Parth sir is telling you have to come back. Congratulations. Give it up for our winner, ladies and gentlemen. And now, ladies and gentlemen, moving forward to our very important segment, the women competition, calling up the runners-up, ladies and gentlemen, Helen Tong, to please make your way onto the stage. Give it up for her, ladies and gentlemen. Helen, if you're around, I request you to please make your way. Give it a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. I request Anushri ma'am to please hand it over. Well, Mustang, it wasn't meant to be today. How was your experience in the court?
I get a lot of great experience here, and I need to thanks for the tournament. I think today I didn't play well, but I get a lot of experience.
You were absolutely incredible in the court. If you have to take one lesson from that court today, what would that be?
I think I like the tournament here. The court is nice, and my opponent is playing well today. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Give it a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. And now, the moment is here where we go ahead and announce for the winner. Audience with the loudest cheer, I want all of you to please put your hands together for Anahat Singh. Sir, to please hand over the trophy. Congratulations. Everybody in the audience, can we have a huge round of applause for the winner?
You can walk straight through hell with a smile. You could be the hero, you could get the gold. Breaking all the records that thought never could be broke. Yeah, do it for your people, do it for your pride. You never gonna know if you never even try. Do it for your country.
Well, we have the winner quickly asking the question. Firstly, congratulations. This is your second trophy in 2 weeks. Winning 2 amazing titles, how does it feel?
I'm really happy. Like you said, it's my second title this week and also my second biggest one as well. And yeah, I'd just like to thank my coaches, JSW and SRFI for organizing such an amazing tournament, my family for always supporting me, and Red Bull as well.
How was your experience in the court?
I was quite tired actually, to be honest, but yeah, I'm glad I was able to pull through, and I'm pretty happy with the way I've played this week.
Wishing you all the luck and congratulations. Give it a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. With that, we request both of you to stand and pose for one photograph. It's not over till it is over. We would like to give a huge shout out to our referees. Give them a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. You guys are absolutely incredible. And now, without any further ado, asking Ms. Manisha Malhotra to please go ahead and give a vote of thanks, the president of Inspire Institute of Sport. Ma'am, please come forward and do the bit.
Thank you so much, firstly, to the Bombay Gym for giving us such a wonderful place, the SRFI for always being our guiding light and always kind of thanking us, but most of all to Parth, because this is his vision, this is his thing, he's pushed us a lot. And thank you, sir, Mr. Jinder, Anushri, thank you so much for a wonderful tournament, and we hope to be bringing more such events here. Parth, I think, committed 3. I didn't know that today. But thank you all for coming out here. Sport is for you. And please be part of the Indian movement because we need to get to the top. Thank you, everybody.
Well, like Parth sir always says, Jai Hind. And that is a wrap of JSW Indian Open. Ladies and gentlemen, we request all of you to go ahead and enjoy the rest of the evening. Thank you.